A Prince Albert lawyer banned from practicing law last month has been granted a stay while his case is under appeal. Peter V Abrametz will be allowed to practice law until an appeal of his disbarment can be heard in court. Abrametz appealed a January decision from the Law Society of Saskatchewan barring him from practice until 2021 over what was described as disturbing and deceitful behaviour. Abrametz was found guilty of conduct unbecoming a lawyer following a hearing by the Law Society of Saskatchewan January 10. The Law Society, the regulatory body for lawyers in Saskatchewan, found that Abrametz had handled several files inappropriately, including trust funds relating to 8 clients. Between 2008 and 2010, Abrametz was found to have issued trust checks to a fictitious person in order to transfer funds to himself, failed to maintain proper records and loaned money to vulnerable clients at high interest. In his appeal application, Abrametz argued he would face significant financial consequences and an employee would be out of work if he was not allowed to practice while the case makes its way through the courts. Abrametz argued he has a specialized practice and his clients would suffer if he was immediately forced to stop working. Abrametz had been practicing under restrictions since 2014 following an investigation by the Law Society of Saskatchewan that began in 2012. He was placed under numerous conditions, including that he be supervised by a member of the Law Society, that restrictions be placed on his trust accounts and that his practice be monitored. The recent decision from the Court of Appeal notes there have been no new allegations of misconduct since the controls were put into place and said Abrametz should be able to continue practicing under the same restrictions for the time being. I agree with the Law Society that there are other lawyers who can assume Mr. Abrametz's practice, but I do not completely discount the harm to members of the public if there is a need to hand off the files Mr. Abrametz has been handling. Justice Robert Lurer wrote in his decision, "This harm includes delay and also expenses as new lawyers are engaged. All of this may also damage the reputation of the profession, particularly if it is later determined that Mr. Abrametz should not have been suspended at all." Lurer went on to say that the public would not be upset by the stay in this case because they would understand that the law allows for a further review. Right-minded people will understand that the presumption of innocence the member enjoyed before being found guilty no longer exists, but they will also understand the law provides for rights of appeal and review that may result in a different outcome. Abrametz has until April 15 to complete his appeal documents on the matter. Abrametz has been practicing law since 1973.